This one, the 10:30 a.m. puck drop. We will be dropping momentarily as we will pit South Kent 16U's, their prep team, against Stanstead. It ought to be a good one. Today is Sunday, February 12th, 2023. My name is Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here. Alongside the steady hand of our camera operator, Robin, the Rockin' Robin. And as well with Matt Scheller, our producer, helping to put all of this together. The video on all three rinks across the Olympic Center. Brought to you by Matt Scheller and Game Capsule TV, as well as the Northwood School. As the starters are out on the ice, we are just about set. 25-minute halves, two of them. We'll see if they can get it done in regulation. Here's hoping. Goaltenders are ready, you're ready, I'm ready. Let's play some championship hockey. Starting out with a puck on the offensive zone. This is South Kent. South Kent skating in the light sweaters. In the red with white trim, that's Stanstead. We had a chance to chat with coaches ahead of game time to get some pronunciations on the names. As we see Austin Michaud out on the ice for South Kent, number 77. There's a shot on net, and we get the action right away. Number 3 in net, 33 in net for Stanstead is Jacob LeBlanc. That's the starter in goal out of Magog, Quebec. Hey, we've had some viewers out of Quebec last week while I was broadcasting on another event. And here's South Kent trying to get back up into the offensive zone. Number 15, Olsen, out of Vergennes, Vermont, out on the ice for Stanstead. As we get a stoppage of play. That is LeBlanc holding on to it.
That's going to be just the environment. That's not from the preamp.
Well, it is, because it's not on. It happens when you plug in. It can't do anything about it today, but before it can happen, we got to figure it out.
All right. A little bit behind the scenes technical work here as Stanstead into the offensive zone. As this is played out towards the near side. All the way down for icing. That's Fortier, by the way, number 2 for Stanstead, chasing down the puck. As we get a look out on the ice now, we have Johnson, 19. Paradis, number 14. And on the wing side, Nicholson for Stanstead. On the back side, Richler and Smith-Trider. South Kent featuring O'Neill out on the ice, number 13. As this is turned back into the South Kent zone, O'Neill coming back to grab it. And O'Neill getting pinned up against the opposite wall. A heavy hit laid by Johnson. Played up to the right point. Wrister through traffic, and that one easily gloved by South Kent's starting goaltender. That's Owen Bresson. Bresson out of Dominion, Nova Scotia. As there are a couple of Canadians on the South Kent team. Played out from behind the goal line. And now working up on the right wing side as Weiss sends it up to the far side corner. Chipped around the bend by Marshall. Back up to the point as this is Jensen. Jensen sends it down to the far right corner. And once again, Jensen trying to get a pass connected. But his teammate McCarthy knocked down to the ice. Chipper out in the low slot. And this is turned away as Larson works it out to neutral ice. Coming across to the left wing side. Johnson out there battling. Johnson, a very physical player for Stanstead. A shout out to the head coach for South Kent, Connor Court, and assistant coach Ryan Hunter. As pregame, they let me know that there is a player that was not listed on the program's roster, number 19, Tyson Gogan, an 07 forward out of Moncton. Laid up through the center dot. This is Garachkin into the offensive zone. Played on a drop pass back into the defensive zone. Mishandled. A little bit of a miscommunication there between the two Stanstead defensemen. That's Mailleux out on the ice for Stanstead, number 8. Played from the far side corner. Just about 4 minutes into this first period. These are 25-minute halves that will be played. We are scoreless, 3 shots to 1 in the shots on goal department. Stanstead with the edge there. As this is played behind the net. And held on to, as that'll be whistled dead. Played up to the point as O'Neill sends it back down to the right wing side. A laser of a shot rising above the cage into the glass. For those of you tuned in on the live stream, let us know where you're watching from. Who's your team? Who's your player out there? We'll get you a shout out. Once again, my name is Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentaries. Always so good to be here. They say if you love what you do and you never work a day in your life, but what if you love working? As this is played all the way back down into the Stanstead zone. 48 out on the ice for Stanstead. As we give a shout out to head coach for Stanstead, Olivier Magnon and Guy Oulet. Tossed out across to the right wing side. Gathered up by Olsen. Chipped up into the offensive zone. That goes up and out around the corner boards. And now chasing in on the offensive zone. Looking for the lead pass as that's broken up. Reniger out on the ice in the offensive zone with a wrister. And that one easily handled by LeBlanc. As we get some changes out on the ice ahead of the faceoff, as we will see Smith Trider, Hardy stepping in for the faceoff is Parody. Richler on the left wing side in their defensive zone as South Kent now leading in the shots department 4-3. Fairly even in terms of occupation in the offensive zone. Both teams getting out of the back check relatively quickly. As this is cycled around in the Stanstead zone, finally chipped out to neutral ice. Played across to the near side. Here's Richler. Richler will dump it deeply on the left wing side. As Bresson sends it around the corner boards. McCarthy trying to get it across the blue line. A lot of slapping twigs out there. Finally poked into the Stanstead attacking zone. And shoving his way to possession, sent up towards the point, and back out to neutral ice. Number 22 for Stanstead, making a big play there, dropping back. That's Scara out of Toronto, Ontario. Scara getting down in the low slot just in time and handling business. This is chipped towards the near side. That'll get down to the corner boards for icing. 17-17 left in the first half. You're watching the 43rd annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament. This is the Varsity Division Championship. We are scoreless right now as we have a player down on the ice. And that is Stanstead's Godotchkin. That'll set up a neutral zone face-off on the near side dot, or on the far side dot, pardon. And Stanstead with a wrister, blocker down in front, rebound towards the strong side. And Bresson under attack as we see a hooking call on the ice. And this will be our first. Number 11 out of Cleveland, Ohio. That's 2 minutes power play for Stanstead, as they will face off to Bresson's left side. Stepping in for the face-off for South Kent is Marshall. Marshall out of Boston, Massachusetts. As we give a shout out there, how are we all doing? How are the Mats in the house doing? As this is zinged all the way down to LeBlanc. As LeBlanc hands it off.
South Kent minor penalty to number 11, Quinn Metzger. He receives 2 minutes for hooking. Time of that penalty, 7:56 in the first half. Metzger for hooking at 7:56.
As this is handled by Larson. Larson working across the blue stripe. Drops it back off to Olsen. Olsen plays it back up to the blue stripe, dangerously close to coming out of the zone, and that could be wasteful as Maillot out there on the point. And there you go, power play goal. Mission accomplished. 43 seconds into the power play, and Stanstead out on top with the icebreaker. Who can it be now? Well, that's 18. Charles Belland out of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. We'll keep an ear out for how that all shaped up for the score sheet in terms of first and or second assist. Well, not or second assist. You can't have a second assist without a first assist. How about second and or first assist? I'll settle for that as we're down to 16 minutes remaining in this first half. It's been an exciting tournament weekend. Lots of great sporting activity up in this Olympic Center and across the way over in Saranac Lake as well. As both of these facilities, the Olympic Arena, and there's a wrister from the left side as Smith Trider gets a whizzer to the back of the net. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Stanstead taking advantage of some momentum after the power play goal coming in, and but a minute later coming up with goal number 2. And now with 15:46 remaining first half action, Stanstead in red striking twice. Played from below the goal line.
Play number 18, Charles Balin. Assisting on the goal, number 7, Trophy Godolchin. and number 15, Ian Olsen.
So Godochkin and Olsen, number 15 Olsen, feeding Bieland on the first goal. And momentarily we will have information from Packer on the announcement as Stanstead will send one to the box. And this is a break for South Kent as Godochkin goes to the box for 2 minutes. We'll see exactly what the call was on that. But South Kent now with an opportunity to strike back as they just yielded 2 goals in short succession. One on the penalty kill as they play a 1-3-1. One actually, this is a 1-2-2 as they set up the power play. We've got display stuff up there that we're going to see on the next stoppage if we can get that HDMI out. If you remember how to do that, otherwise we'll figure it out. Folks out there, if you are watching on YouTube and you're seeing the display out there, we'll get that fixed momentarily. Smith-Trider from Parody is at 9:14. And so Smith-Trider from Parody on the second goal. Here's a wrister down from the top of the slot. South Kent with another minute left of power play. And yes, indeed, folks, we are aware, and we will have that HDMI display out cleared away momentarily.
Stanstead minor penalty to number 7, Northwood. He receives 2 minutes, 4 hooking. Time of the penalty, 9:41, first half. Godochkin for hooking at 9:41.
And so Godochkin's infraction was a hooking call. For those of you looking for all of the scorekeeping and penalty information, laid out to the left point. From the right side, a short popping wrister. Reiniger on the right wing side. Schaefer.
Everybody know that one little red dot's going to come off the back. But display's off, red dot will be on until that.
Okay. This one goes out to Michael, who has sent in a message. I do thank you so much for notifying us. We see this. I've got eyes on it, and we will get this squared away ASAP. So the dot up there, that recording dot right there, just assures that we have got record of the game. That will be cleared out at the latest at halftime. We're 13 minutes out from halftime. But if I get a chance to jump out of my spot and see if I can get into that display area, if we get enough of a stoppage, you know, when officials are going through discussions, if it takes a long stoppage, we can get into there and square that away. But for the time being, it's just going to be sitting up there, and I do apologize for any inconvenience or discomfort that might provide. Thank you so much for your feedback, Michael. Welcome Adam out there. Shot on net as Bresson facing 9 shots already out of Stanstead, turning all but 2 away, and one of those under duress on the penalty kill as this is sent wide of the net. Bykov out on the ice for South Kent, drifting in, looking for a loose puck to pop out into the face-off circle as a pair of skaters apiece, tying it up in the far side corner. Just outside of 12 minutes remaining in this first half. As this is chipped up ahead. Folks who are tuned in, tell me where you're watching from. Which team you're watching. Of course, we see that Adam is watching Stanstead. Adam, do you play for any of the teams that were part of the Northwood Invitational? Are you just a family member or friend, a hockey fan? We'll give you a shout out for those of you who want to get a shout out across the airwaves. Are they still airwaves? As this is chucked out to neutral ice. We're back to full strength, 5-on-5. South Kent unable to cash in on the power play. Not unusual. Most do not capitalize on even half of their power plays. As this is played down towards the end wall. Skara, one of the rangier skaters for Stanstead, protecting down in the crease area with a shot coming down the slot. And he showed slow to get up as Skara was protecting outside the crease. Number 77 for South Kent went down in the low slot area, looked to be in a little bit of pain. Some courtesy provided by Skara as he noticed Michaud down on the ice, checked in, trying to make sure that everything was okay and that there wasn't any injury there. Some are quite hospitable, even playing in an opponent. As this is played down low, 48 down in the corner. Okay, so we got some folks overseas watching from Finland. Larson. Ah, that is a hockey name, isn't it? I'd have to imagine there are thousands of Larsons in Finnish hockey history. Some of them part of hockey lore. As this is played out of South Kent's zone, a saucer pass off of the neutral ice wall. What time is it over in your neck of the woods in Finland? As this is played to the left circle. Picked up by O'Neill, and O'Neill sends it up ahead. Campbell battling with Lajvin. That's another hockey name. A little hockey trivia for you as that rebound goes up the slot and then cleared down for an icing. What Lajvins do you know that have played professional NHL hockey? What team did they play for? So shout out to Nina. Shout out to Adam watching from Moncton. NB, remind me what that is. That's up in Canada. New Brunswick. Is that right? New Brunswick? Correct me if I'm wrong. Checking in from Los Angeles and Palm Springs, California. Number 21, Stanstead family. That would be Christensen. Welcome. So good to have you here. The red dot above in the display, we have already acknowledged that. We're going to get that cleared away when we get a long enough stoppage in play. Thank you so much for your patience with us here. And in case any of you are joining late, if you're unfamiliar, my name's Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. You can find me on LinkedIn. We've been really getting a lot of good feedback from the audience out there. Such a wonderful audience wherever I go. As we see, it's 6 p.m. in Finland. Right at the top of the hour. Ooh, and somebody's watching from the 1980 Herb Brooks Arena in Lake Placid. Great stream. Hey, thank you so much. Who can it be now? Oh, what a slam on the far side corner. By the way, the acoustics in this Jack Shea Arena are as good as you could want in any barn. And whenever you want, we'll go ahead and get you a beauty shot. If we have enough time, we'll get you an appreciation of some of the renovations. And then you can thank Robin. That's right, the steady hand on the camera. One of my favorite teammates. We're sending her to the All-Star game. As this is played on the left wing side and working through traffic, sent up ahead to Vincent as Vincent was down in the mid slot, looking for a little bit of help on the feed. As we see Bieland back out on the ice. Bieland with a goal. As that one was provided 43 seconds into the power play. And we'll get a stoppage. Who else do we have out there? Victoria, Michael and Victoria Bresson in a Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. Go South Kent, woot woot. That is the family of a goaltender. Excellent. Welcome. Joey rooting on South Kent out of Tampa, Florida. Joey, tell me, do the University of South Florida Bulls have a hockey team? And if not, why not? We've got family up in Newport Richey and around that Clearwater area. Backhander wide of the net as LeBlanc on high alert. 8:07 remaining, first half action. So nice to have an engaged audience out there. South Kent trailing by 2. Down 2-0, looking for their icebreaker. Yes, New Brunswick. As Adam out there, a fan of Smith Trider out of Riverview, New Brunswick. Thank you so much, Adam. As that'll go down to the opposite end for icing. As we get a look up at the scoreboard momentarily, you can see the shots on goal comparison fairly even, 10-9, indicating that both of these teams are spending an equal amount of time in the attacking zone, roughly speaking, getting their shots out. As we have some of the Northwood girls coming through, they will be playing the next championship game, the 12:15 puck drop, shot on net, dispatched by LeBlanc. Played up to the half wall as Mitchell pinching down, getting a little bit of help, and Mitchell able to get out to the low right circle. As this is taken away by Dupuis, sent down the ice, and that'll be another icing. As we drop back into the chat, Gordon goes Stanstead, number 6. That's Nicholson out of Darien, Connecticut. Welcome, Darien, Connecticut. We get the Darien Youth Hockey Association coming up in the Can-Am Youth Hockey tournaments that come through the Olympic Arena. And they field such a large program down there, the DYHA. So welcome from Darien. As this is played down behind the net, around to the near side. Working towards the middle is O'Neill. O'Neill trying to get around Bieland. And LeBlanc covers up, taking a little bit of snow in the face and an extra shove out there delivered by Maillot, taking some exception to the shavings of ice being sprayed on his goaltender. Not sure that that was intentional or not. Okay, so we've got Nina, number 23. Looks like somebody is having game day on party day. Number 23, Suomi, Finland. Am I saying that correctly, Nina? As this is played over to the right point. A nice ripper from Jensen. Jensen out of Skinny Atlas, New York. As that's chucked down towards the end wall, bouncing off of the base. We got a bunch of renovations that had been done several months ago in advance of the World University Games that they had last month. And a whole lot of nice features, including an extra set of seats on the opposite side just above the area where the penalty box and scorekeeper are, which lends for good directly over the ice viewing. As this is picked up down at the end wall from Smith Trider, sent up ahead, and South Kent coming up with it. With help on the weak side coming in, number 91 Weiss was looking for a shot to hit the net and maybe come as a rebound on the backside, but that shot went well wide of the net. For those of you unfamiliar, joining in perhaps just randomly, found something good to watch on Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel. You are watching the Varsity Division Championship here at the 43rd Annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament. This is the first of 3 championships on Championship Sunday. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. We are here at the Jack Shea Arena alongside the 32 Rink. Delivering your visual illustrations is Robin. As this is played down behind the net. Battling over it is Parody. Able to get it out to neutral ice. O'Neill sending it D to D. And now up through the middle. That's Tyson Gogan. That's another New Brunswick player out there. And 07. One of the young players on the South Kent team. As we see some changes on the ice. 11, 8, and 18. That's Vincent, Maillot, and Beelan back out on the front line. South Kent with Oshivili out of Long Island, New York. By the way, Long Island is not a town. It's an entire geography. But you know that already. 120 miles long, not very wide, hence the name. It's where I cut my teeth on watching and listening to and playing hockey. Street hockey, roller hockey, pond hockey. Here's Oshivili centering pass as that one comes off a skate. 3.5 to go, first half action. Tammy, South Kent, number 27. Fessenden out of Dana Point, California. Grandpa and Aunt from Rathdrum, Idaho. It's 8 a.m. Well, you got that right. I spent a little bit of time living and working in another career. It seems like a whole other life out in Bellevue, Washington, but I lived for 2 years in Spokane, Washington, home of the Spokane Chiefs, and worked on an ironwork construction project in Post Falls, Idaho. Any idea where that is? Up by Coeur d'Alene? Are you south, I would imagine, Rathdrum? Everything seems to be south, but if you're in the Panhandle, let me know. Getting down below 3 minutes remaining. It's been a tight one here. Stanstead in the red and white, leading 2-0 on the power of a power play goal 43 seconds into their first power play. And then about a minute later, able to put one in from the left wing side. That was picked up by Smith Trider. And that's where we stand right now, 2-0. As we say hi to Joey. No USF Bulls do not have a hockey team. Well, you know, get on them about that. And then if they are looking for somebody to come down for a week to visit family and call some commentary, I'll be happy to. My brother spent, I think, his senior year and then graduated from University of South Florida. That was after we moved down south from New York, Long Island. But I might be saying too much now. As this comes around to the near side. Played up to Marshall. Marshall to the top of the slot. As Marshall had a little bit of help down in the low slot. South Kent with just a few more shots on goal. As we see Mitchell out there for South Kent. But they are still looking to put one in the basket. And here's Marshall from the right side as he's got Fessenden drifting in down in the crease. And Feisty Johnson protecting down low. As this comes up to O'Neal. O'Neal stick checked by Johnson. Just shy of slashing. And by just shy, it wasn't slashing. But he really did handcuff Marshall on his way in. Check that O'Neal on his way in. As O'Neal takes a shot, O'Neal's been getting bounced around between Johnson and Beelan, the two rangier skaters for Stanstead. O'Neal has had quite a bumpy sequence. As we get down to the final minute of play in the first half, Steven, number 91, Elliot Weiss. Family watching from Brooklyn, New York. Go South Kent. Kings County in the house. Welcome, Steven. And good luck to your team. As Beelan sends it into neutral ice. Sent up ahead by Gogan. Jensen up at the point on the weak side. As this is played up by Michaud. Jensen pinching down to the half wall and now working away from the half wall. Played down low from below the goal line. Oh, it is fun to see the assist that comes from down below the goal line. Here's a rebound out in front as LeBlanc remaining steady as that goes down for icing. 14.6 left in this first half. Reminder, folks, that we will get to that red dot on the display once we go to the intermission. Thank you so much. Okay, Heather, St. Albans, Vermont, watching nephew number 6, Stanstead. That would be Nicholson. Okay, so Vermont with and Connecticut watching Nicholson. And that'll do it as the buzzer buzzes, closing out first half action. At the end of one half, Stanstead up 2-0. We'll take a quick break, step outside, rotate the tires, check the barometric pressure, and when we come back, we'll have baking tips with Martha. Oh, Martha. From the 19th, Dave Langevin played 216 games for the Edmonton Oilers. Folks, it's that time. As we open up second half action, we welcome you back. As Bresson comes out of the net, settles the puck down. As we open up second half action between Stanstead in red with the white trim and South Kent in white with a black and red trim, Stanstead leads 2-0. One power play goal and one full-strength goal. And was Beeland on the first goal, the icebreaker, and Smith Trider on the second. Stanstead has scored from the right side of the ice and the left side of the ice in the wing areas. Out to the left side, shot paddled away by Bresson. Langevin was drafted by the Islanders, by the way. Has a Stanley Cup to his credit as that is saucered out towards the far side corner. Shots on goal as we come into the second half, 16-11, favoring South Kent. But the ultimate determinant here favors Stanstead, up 2-0. So Langevin, and we mentioned Langevin because there is one Presley Langevin out of Blainville, Quebec, skating for Stanstead. That's number 16. And that's where the Langevin trivia came up. Langevin played 216 games for the Oilers, but he played 513 for the New York Islanders. Played for the Minnesota North Stars and Los Angeles Kings between, and check that, not 513 for the Islanders, but New York Islanders, Minnesota North Stars, remember when? And the Los Angeles Kings between 77 and 87. So that's combined between those three other teams. Langevin, a well-traveled, well-seasoned, and awarded NHL veteran. As this is played out from the end wall. As we're getting some shouting coming from the Stanstead side. And we get an offsides. As we get a shout out to Presley Langevin, who waved over from the bench area to the officials that there was an offsides. As we have some of the Stanstead girls coming in. Oh, look at that, Florida Alliance. They travel great distances. Who else do we have? Perhaps our Florida fans out there have heard of the Florida Alliance, one of the Stanstead girls skaters who's come in with some teammates to watch this game. Coming in with a bag with a patch on the back for the Florida Alliance. We've seen them down in Boston as this is played down by the end wall. Alrighty. A shift change happening right before our eyes as we see Mitchell and Oshvili coming out for South Kent. Who else did they bring out? Mitchell. Quite the mix of skaters and hometowns for the South Kent team. As this is played over to Langevin. Up ahead on the left wing side, Godotchkin. Godotchkin has put in some very strong shifts, also drew a penalty. Played from the right wing side, shot, deflected out towards the near side half wall. Richler out there on the ice for Stanstead as well. And a loose puck down in the low slot, a close call. Just as Marshall was coming down at the low slot. A dangerous look there. Low left side as LeBlanc with a paddle stop. Played from the half into neutral ice and sent across the way. Fessenden out on the ice now, roaming on the backside, posting up at the blue line towards the near side, starting to drift into the neutral zone, looking to keep things well guarded in that transitional phase. As this is played by Goguen. Goguen sending it down around the corner to Michaud. Michaud up towards the left point as a shot goes down and stopped. Sent away from the zone by Christensen. As Christensen will come off of the ice, along with Langevin coming off, and Paradis. Fresh skates out on the ice for Stanstead include Larson, Beeland, Over on the left wing side, Dupuis out of Blainville, Quebec. The Stanstead team fairly well anchored by the Quebecois. From the right side up to O'Neill, and O'Neill goes back down low right. Played from behind the net. Out towards the far side. And some solid cycling around the box. Back around towards the right point, and this one escapes. A little bit too much juice on it as it came around the perimeter of the offensive zone. And now South Kent looking to work back into the attacking zone. Stopped by Bresson. As we see Langevin and Olsen back out on the ice, fresh off the bench. Godotchkin back out there as well. Olsen sends it over to Godotchkin. Stripped away, saucered up ahead. We'll have a delayed offsides, and now that's tagged up as Weiss is out on the ice. Once again, folks, if you are just joining in, or if you have not shouted out on the chat board, go ahead and tell me where you're watching from, which team, which number, which player. We'll go ahead and give you some acknowledgement and recognition as we get down 6 minutes into this second half. 19:05 remaining in regulation. Stanstead leading 2-0. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary as you are joining us for this 43rd annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament. South Kent and Stanstead. So yes, we have folks watching in North Carolina. We have folks watching in Vermont, in Connecticut, in Florida, in New Brunswick, Canada. We have folks watching from Finland. We have folks watching from Idaho. I believe we also have folks in California, Palm Springs. Is that right? Los Angeles area and Palm Springs area. That's fun to see where people tune in from. It shows how small the world is, really, as Oshavilli sends it out towards the left wing side. Mitchell in on the attacking zone. Oshavilli lays it towards the near corner and now chipped out to the top of the slot. Down low and goodbye, good night from the low, almost impossible angle. Played down from the top of the slot out towards the left wing side, and South Kent strikes with 18-17 remaining in the second half. And South Kent on the board. We will get you the details on that as the officials feed it over to our scorekeeper. On the far side back door area, or at least back door from our perspective, it was very difficult to see who had posted up there. Momentarily, I had seen Oshavilli around that way, but we will find out. And so we've got a 1-goal puck game. What else do we have out there? Who's watching from other places? Last week's basketball games had a father messaging in from Stockholm, Sweden. And on another game, we had someone watching at 4 a.m. in Australia. As this is played out in front of Bresson, and Bresson staying low. Stanstead looking for a quick response. After scoring when you're trailing, it is quite important to stay on the attack and protect yourself. You have to be aware, because the perfect time to catch someone flat is after they relax, resting on the laurels of a goal. The fun that can be had with the audience out there as well. a great deal of appreciation. Here's Campbell. A little move outside. He's got O'Neal on the weak side point as he's pinching down towards the top of the circle, blockered away by LeBlanc. And a good rebound control there, as that was blockered with enough force, made it easy to get it out of the zone. And in one basketball game last weekend, a mom in New Zealand on Sunday here, messages saying it's 7:30 in the morning Monday there. That boggled me for just a moment. Wait a second, you're already started on Monday and we're still playing basketball on Saturday or Sunday. That's the international dateline for you. Anybody out there watching from halfway around the world? As this is played out to neutral ice, and now with two deep in the offensive zone, South Kent turning it up.
South Kent's goal scored by number 78, Carson Mitchell. Assisting on the goal, number 14, James Marshall. Time of the goal, 6:43 in the second half. Mitchell from Marshall, 6:43.
And so Mitchell from Marshall, for those of you who have been holding out, waiting for those details, Mitchell from Marshall for South Kent as they get their first goal on the board. We get a little bit of agitation down around the crease area as we shout out to Angela. Okay. Well, folks, you're all grown up there. You understand what folks like to do Sunday morning sometimes. Something with a little A1 sauce. Ooh, A1 sauce. That kind of makes me a little hungry. Cheering from Tampa, Florida for number 77, Michaud, and his team. Angela, enjoy that Bloody Mary and enjoy this game. Number 77. We've got family north of Tampa there. Played down from the slot. Out below the goal line. Chipped up to neutral ice. No icing here. Quick changes as O'Neal heads back out along with Jensen. And now one-on-one, Bresson wins the battle. As Godochkin somehow found himself with a gift, a puck, and nothing but space right in front. Bresson out to handle the puck as Godochkin pressuring deep in the offensive zone. Stanstead sending it back towards the offensive zone. O'Neal working it down along the near side. And we get a whistle. Stanstead was undergoing some changes on the ice. And it looks like we're going to get a neutral zone face-off. All righty. Yes, we've got folks up in the Newport Richey area. Some around St. Pete, some in Tampa. I think perhaps maybe Wesley Chapel down in that area. From the left side. Played over to O'Neal, picking it up on the rebound off the side wall. Oshavili out on the ice for South Kent. Just outside of 14 minutes remaining in regulation. This weekend has been quite an exciting sporting weekend in terms of close matches. We've covered 3 games already in the Invitational as I'm brought in for Northwood. and then for their championships. We don't have a Northwood varsity team in this championship, so it's fun to get a chance to see some of the other teams as well. We will have the Northwood girls next, and then the Northwood prep after that to close out Championship Sunday. We had a very tight college hockey game in Saranac Lake last night. That was exciting and a little chilly because we went toga on top for the third period, and it's a cold barn there. That's part of the Winter Carnival over in Saranac Lake, that they had a Roman theme, so we went with toga. And yeah, you know, the bear skin up top gets a little chilly after a lengthy period next to cold ice, some of the coldest ice in the region here. It means it skates fast. And then an overtime thriller in basketball the night before. It's been an exciting weekend. I hope your weekend is just as exciting and fun-filled. It sounds like you're enjoying this right now as this is played to the left circle. Trying to hold on to it. Godochkin getting down in the mix. Godochkin had Johnson on the left side. Check that. Yes, check that. Olsen on the left side while Godochkin was getting down low in the crease area. Did not make things visually easy for Bresson as this goes all the way down to the end wall. An icing call. And oh, it looks like an interference. And this is going to go against Langevin. 1, 2, 3, 4 up on the scoreboard. 12:34 remaining in regulation. Shout out once again to Robin. Robin is not legally blind. She is illegally blind. No, kidding. This is a running joke that we have. Sorry to leave you on the outside of our inside joke. Robin and I have done many, many games alongside one another. It's always fun to have regular teammates in these productions. From the left wing side.
Stanstead penalty number 16. Presley Langevin. 2 minutes for interference. Time of penalty 12:26.
Up ahead to Marshall, and Marshall gets it off the stick quickly.
Interference at 12:26.
And LeBlanc comes up with that one. That one got off of Marshall's stick very quickly. As South Kent on the power play, down by 1. Just outside of 12 minutes remaining as Jensen holding on to it. Some folks may have wondered if that crossed the blue line or not. No offsides called. As this is played from the left side. Shot, Jensen, paddle save, knocked down to the ice out in front of the net. And a scrum forming right in front of LeBlanc. As LeBlanc takes cover inside the net. 1:24 remaining on the South Kent power play. As we will see Oshivili, Michaud, Mitchell, Schaefer, and Reniger out on the ice, looking to capitalize here. Stanstead has capitalized on their first power play of this game, as this is wrapped around through the crease. South Kent not yet getting to capitalize on a power play. As this is worked easily in on the left wing side. Mitchell calling for it on the right point. Winding up a full clapper. Patted away. That will roll down, skidding towards Bresson. Bresson will set it up behind the net safely. Now cruising up ahead is Reiniger. Played on the left wing side. As Olsen got a stick to break up the cycle. Here's Jensen. 10 seconds left on the power play. They have enough to get in and get one more attack with the extra skater advantage. We go back to full strength, and Langevin stays on the ice, going straight from the box down towards the mid slot and protecting his skating in on the backside is Hamill. Hamill out of Rhode Island, Lincoln, Rhode Island. As Langevin comes up ahead. This is stolen away by Campbell. And South Kent able to hold on to the offensive zone. Here's O'Neill with a wrister through traffic. The rebound poked away by LeBlanc, and LeBlanc coming up with a good save against Hamill as Hamill ripped that one. And we look down the South Kent School roster and we see Nova Scotia, Spring Valley, Ohio, Skaneateles, New York, Crofton, Maryland, Rochester, New York, Dana Point, California, Hume, Virginia, Lincoln, Rhode Island, Valmeyer, Illinois, Moscow, Russia, Cleveland, Ohio, Long Island, New York, Tampa, Florida. They almost seem one and the same. Brooklyn, New York, Kodiak, Alaska. How about that? Plymouth Meeting, PA, that's Pennsylvania to you and me, and Boston, Massachusetts. That is a variety of hometown locations, many of which are up and down the East Coast, but a few of them flung out west, including the Californians and the Alaskans. As this is played down by the end wall, calling for it up at the left point. Things will likely get chippy as we continue to see that clock tumble down. We are now inside of 9 minutes remaining in regulation in a one-goal game. They have been fairly collegial with one another, but this is a championship and everything has to be left out on the ice. One cannot depart the Olympic region here with anything left in the tank. And here's Michaud from the right side. Shot deflected. Bouncing around in the mid slot. As pinching up towards the top of the slot. Grabbing possession. Wrister through traffic is Reniger up at the blue line. And here's Godochkin. Godochkin sends that straight on net, punched away by Bresson. Sarasota in the house. Is that right, Sarasota? Which team are you watching, Jay? And who's your player? And Dave out there. Go Austin. Okay, that's number 77. Michaud. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. Austin Michaud. It's the only Austin I have on either roster. As that's gloved out of the air like it was Aunt Millie's last meatball. Yes, indeed. Some of you who are familiar with me were wondering when Aunt Millie's last meatball would appear. They are very popular and they get snatched up very quickly, and most quickly is the last one. And Bresson, with that save gloved out of the air, snatched it like it was Aunt Millie's last meatball. Folks, if you like what you're hearing, you want to know a little bit more context, you can find me on LinkedIn. My name's Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. Here from the Jack Shea Arena alongside the 1932 Rink, 6:58 remaining. Second half action. South Kent leading the charge on the shots on goal, 26-18, trailing by 1. What will it take to get that equalizer? That's the Austin. Thank you so much for the confirmation there, Dave. Ah, Victoria, you must be laughing about my grandmother's meatballs. To others, she is Aunt Millie, Mildred. To me, she's Mom. And she is, well, was an Italian immigrant to New York City, along with her husband, my grandfather. Both of them came from Italy. And I'll tell you what, she could cook. She could cook, and I could eat. Okay, so Jay is watching 77 Michaud out of Sarasota. Welcome, Jay. Thanks so much for shouting out. Yes, Owen got on that meatball. That's right, Victoria. That is kind of an odd phrasing, but yes. If there's anyone who knows odd phrasings, and they do say it takes one to know one, that's me. I think I've got one meatball back at home. I do a little bit of cooking, food prep ahead of these tournaments so that I don't have as much work to do from day to day. We cooked up a batch of meatballs and some sauce ahead of the weekend, as this is chipped behind the net. 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh in the house. It's time to play. You are on from the right wing side. That's Gogan. There may be some of you out there who are actually watching this but have also access to the program with the rosters. The printed program didn't have number 19 Tyson Gogan in it. So we got that information late. I believe Gogan might have been a late add. He is the youngest on the squad. And even his sweater does not have his name on the back of it. It's the only one, I believe, across the entire bench and on the ice that doesn't have a name on the back. Stanstead, of course, skates without the names. Not unlike New York Yankees don't put their names on the back of their sweaters. There are some teams that believe you're a team of one. Not that you can't be a team of lots, but some like to go without the name. As that'll go down for icing. And now we're down to 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Stanstead struck early on a power play goal. About a minute later, picked up another one. That has given them just enough insurance to carry them a long way. But the backs will be up against the wall, and it won't take very long before that happens. It would be premature to pull the goaltender now, although there are some statisticians out there that say that by the numbers, 6 minutes out, I believe that's right. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that somewhere in the 6 minutes to the end of regulation bears a high percentage of fruit on the empty net equalizers or goals, not necessarily equalizers, but gaining a goal. And now Marshall from the right side, tied up, stolen away by Godochkin. Shot. There's another meatball. I thought there was only one left. Bresson, as that one pops the webbing of the glove. A bit of heat put on by Godochkin. Let's see here. Dave from Calgary. What else do we have here? Oh, well, shout out to the Game Capsule TV team. Aunt Millie's Meatballs. It's MILLIE', please. Not that I'm a stickler about that, but that's my grandmother. Yes, capital M-I-double-L-I-E apostrophe S. Aunt Millie's Meatballs. Played around to the near side door. And pinching it down, gaining the whistle is LeBlanc. Aunt Millie's Meatballs are no longer a sponsor. Is no longer a sponsor. Goalies are now snatching. Oh my goodness. I will not. You can read that, but I am not getting paid for this. I cannot endorse that over. And so that is a non-starter, that little sponsorship that you're trying to whip up out of thin air. Thank you so much. Smiley face to you too. Although I think mine is more of a smirk or a grin. And no, not that kind of a grin. Not this time of day. I don't break fast until 6. But around 6 o'clock time, when the Super Bowl is getting set to kick off, I might have that kind of an eating grin. Yes, have fun out there. Fire Heart Hockey Net. Hey, thank you so much, Angela. And you know, I do post when I'm doing these activities, either pre-game or post-game. I will post something, a little blurb or a picture or a short video. I do some commercial teasers in the behind the scenes sometimes too. I post them on my LinkedIn page, so you can visit there and see a couple of the posts that have gone up recently. And as I continue to see my producer pumping out more and more material, I am called to my own task to try to live up to producing more materials for the audience out there, as this is shot through traffic and as good a look as one could get at this time. Reiniger out of Crofton, Maryland, the lone player on the team with a commitment at this time of the year, committed to ECAC, I think 2018 champion, conference champion from the ECAC men's hockey tournament, Princeton, the Princeton Tigers. And so number 33 for South Kent, committed to Princeton. The ECAC team not finding themselves in the national rankings, but by virtue of taking a victory back in the 2018 ECAC tournament, which was here on the 1980 rink in that famed Herb Brooks Arena, as this was played down along the low slot, they got themselves entry into the NCAA Division I playoffs. Centering pass to the low slot is South Kent. Still got a goaltender in the net. 2:19 remaining in regulation, folks. We are exclusively play-by-play hockey now. Are you DJing too? I do a little yeah. You can call me DJ G. I'm a singer-songwriter. You'll find some of that stuff out as well. I have a tune called "Oh Hockey Day" after I watched 500 timeout South Kent. That is a strategic timeout, as they will take a break and strategize what they're going to do in this last couple of minutes of regulation, down by 1. After watching and commenting on over 500 hockey games. Actually, yeah, probably closer to 250 at the time. In, I think, about a year's time, something like that, just over a year, about 250 games, I couldn't help but write a tune called "Oh Hockey Day." A little something like, with a flip of the wrist and a whip of the waist, if that puck could talk, it'd rock this place. Riding its way past neutral ice, flat on its back, redirected twice. Played off the end boards to the back door. Somebody shoots, somebody scores. Oh, hockey day. Second verse coming at the next whistle. Those tunes, by the way, are available if you want to inquire about licensing. You like something cheesy? Here's a whistle. Second verse. With one in the box, you want to settle the score? You got to walk that line and rock that core. Your opponent's up, and that's something to chew on. Come on, what you doing out there? Get on the forecheck and play like a Bruin. Bear down, bear down, bear down, and put it on net. That's what South Kent's trying to do. Let's see what we can get. Oh, hockey day. That's right, 2 of 3 verses in the original song, Oh, Hockey Day. As this is played from the half wall, Johnson, check that, Bieland out on the ice right now as Stanstead looking to kill away time. How many attackers on the ice? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jensen, Reiniger. Who else do we have? Marshall on the right wing side. Okay, on this neutral zone faceoff, Bresson goes back into the net. So Mitchell, Marshall, 17, Oshivili, Jensen, Reiniger, and now Gogan, the youngster, as Jensen pinching down to the half wall. 90 seconds remaining. Marshall with it. Shot through traffic, looking to hit a redirect on the back door. Back up to Jensen. Jensen hands it off. Reiniger to Jensen. Jensen, as that is knocked up and out of play. And we'll get a face-off to LeBlanc's left side. You've been following all along. 75 seconds remaining in regulation. South Kent down by 1 with 6 attackers out on the ice. The seats have been extended as part of the renovation here in the facility for tense moments like this. Shot on net wide. For those of you who measure in meters, that was 1 meter wide. For those of you who measure in no goals, that was no goal. 70 seconds. We want to thank all of you out there for contributing to the engagement here. Interactive hockey play from the left side. Shot into traffic, scrambling around, poking, and then whistle dead. Folks, this is what it comes down to. 61 seconds left in this varsity division 43rd annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament Championship. Needing the equalizer to extend the game as this is sent up ahead, and this could be it. As Langevin buries the puck from the left wing side, and Stanstead all but assured a victory. All but assured a victory. I will not get out on a limb on this one, but that certainly does help Stanstead. Those of you who have been watching enough hockey games, and I'm coming up on 1,000 of commentary, not to mention what I've watched before, although I've watched much more hockey during my commentary work than I did as just a spectator. I have seen a pair of goals scored in this short a period of time.
Stanstead goal scored by number 16, Presley Langevin.
37 seconds, down by 2. Worked out towards the right wing side. Off of the stick to the far side, 29 seconds. Shot down the ice, and that'll go down for icing. And the officials, very sharp on the whistles. Once that puck crosses the line for icing, the whistle is blown. A shout out to the officials for the work they've put out on this ice as well. The game has been spoken by the players and not so much by the whistles. 25.1 on the clock. We have seen a face-off from puck drop to shot to back of net in 2.8 seconds once before. And many of you have seen goals scored within seconds of one another. Shot by Reiniger through traffic. And now 3 seconds, and that all but does it. As the gloves and sticks come off and out of hands, the buckets raining down, and Stanstead grabs up the championship, holding out with an empty netter to help put it away under duress in the last 2 minutes, and they'll pick up the win. What a weekend for Stanstead College as they come out to the mid-stripe. Both teams exchanging goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a hockey player. What a great day to play hockey. Oh, hockey day. Wow. That's the kind of game you want to have in a championship. And this is going to be a very full, abundant championship Sunday. As we'll take a quick break to honor the teams as they will gather at the blue stripes.
First off, let's give both teams a nice round of applause on an excellent game here this afternoon. Thank you for your participation in the 43rd Annual Northwood Invitational. Here to present the championship trophy is Northwood School girls hockey coach Trevor Gilligan. And this time we'd like to have the captains for Stanstead College up to receive their championship trophy. Congratulations to Stanstead College, the 43rd Annual Northwood Invitational.